Today we're going to show you how to do a full face using all of my favorite products from the drugstore. Here's my model, Michelle. Michelle, how long have we known each other?
Almost 9 years, I think.
9 years. She's a really good friend of mine.
I don't know if we need to admit that.
No, yeah, we don't need to admit that. Sorry, we're very young.
We're so young.
We're so young. Anyways, let's get started. So you always want to start with a primer before you do anything, so it gives you a nice, good base. My favorite primer is the SMASHBOX primer. This is the original, the photo finish primer, and it's also sold at a drugstore. Love it. So what you want to do is you just want to put a little bit. You can use your fingers, but I'm not going to use my fingers on her because that's a little disgusting. So I'm going to use a sponge, but you just want to make sure you get it all over. The reason for a primer is it gives the makeup that you put on top something to adhere to, and it's going to help the makeup stay on all day, and that's what you want. You don't want to be doing constant touch-ups through the day because it's not cute. My favorite concealer is from VASANTI, and it's called the Liquid Cover-Up. It's my favorite concealer. I use it every day. I use it on everybody. You can also get it in the drugstore. So I'm just going to put a little bit here. One stroke there, that's all you need. Don't go crazy. You can use your fingers. In fact, it's even better to use your fingers on yourself because the warmth of your skin warms up the product and it's easier to glide. But like I said, I don't want to use your fingers. A lot of makeup artists use their fingers, but I find it a little gross to use the fingers on something else. So we won't do that today. And then you just blend it out. And I also like to put just a little bit on the eyelids. Same reason, almost like the primer, it's just it gives the makeup that you put on top something to adhere to. And so it's going to help the makeup stay on, the eyeshadow you put on top stay on a lot longer. Now that we put the concealer on, we're going to put the base on. She doesn't need any foundation because she has really good skin. Sorry, I hate you. But she doesn't need it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a powder on, so it's kind of like a powder foundation in one. And my favorite is from Maybelline. It's called Fit Me. These are fantastic because they have like, they're a very matte finish and it gives you like a flawless finish. Lightly dust it on top. Michelle has really good skin. It's so annoying. So she doesn't need any more than this. Now we're moving on to the eyebrows. One of my favorite brow sets is this one called Gimme Brow, and it's from Benefit. I like this one because it's just basically to tame the brows. She already has a full brow, which is really in right now. So she doesn't really have to like overly shape it. All she has to do is just go in with something like this and just kind of lightly comb it and just direct the hairs in the direction that she needs it to go in. Moving on to eyeshadow. Annabelle has a really great palette and it's called the Smokey Nudes. It pretty much has everything that you need in it. All neutrals, very easy to work with. It's good for the office, it's good for going out. It covers everything. Has all neutrals. So let's just go with this color right here as a base. We're just gonna kind of lay that on top. You always want to go with a very neutral color to start. Neutral meaning a color that's very close to your skin color. So you start with the base and then you're going to go in with a lighter color like this one here, this white color here, and use that as a highlighter right underneath the brow. What this does is it just kind of lifts the brow, gives the impression of lifting it. It's all an illusion. So you just put that right underneath the brow here. Okay, so then now it's time to contour the eye. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a crease brush that looks like this, and we're going to go in the darker color, the darker brown. And you always want to build. You never want to put too much and then have to take it off. So you always want to start really light and then work your way to a darker crease. There's nothing worse than like you open up your eyes and then you look like a raccoon and then you have to try and take it all off, and you usually don't have that kind of time. So it's always best to kind of start light, start blending, and then just build and build and build. So next we just want to do a little bit of a highlight underneath her eye. So I'm going to use a little bit of this charcoal color here. Just a soft little line. I don't want it to be harsh. My favorite eyeliner from the drugstore is from Annabelle, and it's called EyeInk. It's like a marker. It's called a liquid liner, but it really goes on like a marker. I love it. It stays in place once you put it on. So make sure when you're drawing your line, you want to keep it very close to the lash line, and you want to do short little strokes. I've said it a billion times and I'll say it again. Keep your strokes fine if you want a straight line. This is my hands down favorite. This mascara is the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. I like the original. This is my favorite, hands down. Always want to make sure when you're doing mascara, you do this kind of zigzagging motion. When you're doing the zigzagging motion, what that is it's hitting every single lash when you do this, back and forth, back and forth. What I really, one of my pet peeves, and I have many makeup pet peeves, but this is just one of them, is watching people put on mascara and they blink their way into the mascara wand. It drives me nuts. That's not gonna actually do anything. You wanna start from the base of the lash and work your way up, like I was just doing here. This is one of my favorite blushes. You could also find it at the drugstore. It's by Clinique and it's called Cheek Pop. I just love the name Cheek Pop. It's really fun and it has a shimmer to it. And so it really gives you like an iridescent look to it. Just wakens up the skin, makes you look more alive. Moving on to the lips. We are gonna go with a really pretty neutral rose color and it's called Ravishing Rose by Maybelline, also found in the drugstore. So what we're gonna do is just gonna use a lip brush. I know a lot of women hate using lip brushes and they go directly on with the lipstick. I like you to start with a lip brush because it helps you shape where you're going and then you can kind of go in over it with your lipstick. Because if you go directly on with your lipstick, it gives you more power with color, but you have less control. And there it is, the final face from beginning to end using all drugstore makeup. We're done. Face it. What age did you start wearing makeup?
I was 14 and I stole my mascara out of my competition jazz caboodle because I wasn't allowed to wear makeup outside of performance, and I got caught.
Okay.
But I was late. That's late.
No, I was 14 too. I was 14.
Were you?
Yeah, 14, grade 9. High school, decided to put on makeup. Everybody else was doing it.
Everyone else was doing it.
Everybody else is doing it. What is your makeup pet peeve?
I'm a pimple popper, but you can't cover them when you pop your pimples. So I don't know how to cover up pop pimples. That's annoying.
That's your pet peeve?
That's my pet peeve.
Why don't you just call me? I can tell you how to do that. That's your pet peeve?
That's my pet peeve.
Oh my God, we'll fix that. That's your pet peeve. I'll deal with you later. What was the best makeup tip you've ever been taught and by whom?
Well, it had to be from you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And you taught me how to cover up pop pimples before.
So then why have you not retained this information?
Because you told me not to pop them and I like to pop them, so I'm toast no matter what I do.
So how is that the best makeup advice that you've been given when you don't follow it?
I just don't follow it. I don't like rules.
We're cutting all of that out.
No, that was...
No, we're totally keeping that.
It makes no sense. I just don't listen. You're good at what you do, but I don't.
She kills me, so it's by me and she doesn't follow the rules. Perfect. So, you're stuck on an island and you can only bring one makeup product.
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
Because I want more than one.
Oh right, let's compromise, I'll give you 2.
Okay, mascara and lip gloss.
Why?
Mascara, I just feel your eyes open up and it just pops you and you feel awake. You feel awake. Lip gloss, and just, who likes dry lips?
I agree with that answer 100%. Those would be my
All you
answers. 100%. What was the worst makeup disaster you've had?
I feel like a lot of times, being a performer, you get your makeup done a lot. And so there are a lot of times where I've had my makeup done and I don't feel like myself. So there's quite a few.
Name one.
I don't want to name one.
Just name a time where you had a disaster.
I was doing a show and I felt like I looked like Bozo the Clown. It was too much color everywhere. It's just, I was like, pick one thing to highlight.
Red cheeks, red lips, blue.
Like, too much.
Oh, and who did it?
And the hair, it's just, we won't go there. But it was, I felt like a clown, like a Barbie clown.
Did you win?
Did I win what?
Was it a competition?
No, it wasn't.
What were you doing?
I was modeling. I don't know why, but.
And we should put up the pictures. And right here's when we're gonna put the picture up of her with that makeup. That looks terrible. Anyways, that's the end of our interview portion.
No, we're not doing that.
Face it.
Oh, face it.
And there's gonna be a lot of editing, sorry.
I love to do it, no worries.
So now that we've
Concealed me.
Let's do it again. Ridiculous.
Tracy, can you move for a second?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm just trying to think. And even more. Just because now you're in the mirror.
I'll just leave all together. Thanks.
Yeah. Can you just like, we'll just take it from here.
You're so good at what you do.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I didn't hear anything from you.
It's alright.
I love that. Okay. I always need to be brought down a little bit. She just did it for me. Thank you.